Mizuho downgrading multiple EV stocks, Tesla, Rivian, and NIO, all now rated neutral despite expecting long-term gains. Analysts warning demand, increasing inventories, and liquidity issues are creating challenges into the next year. They've sort of highlighted these companies separately, but really there is the overall theme that we've been talking a lot about, which is that yes, EVs adoptions are still growing, but not at the rate where it has been.
Yep.
You look at where they expect it to be. EV growth now expected to be 15% year on year. That's compared to 25% where it was before. So yes, 15% not so bad, but when you compare it at how quickly it's grown, certainly not good news for those companies. And then when you think about what's been playing out in a market like China, the price cut war, obviously we've seen that in the US as well, but that's going to continue to weigh on margins for these companies.
Yeah, and specific on Tesla, they said, listen, Tesla remains the global leader, no doubt, but then they just rattled off this list of worries they have, Akiko: moderating growth, China competition, you mentioned higher inventory. Stock's already been shelled. It's down about 30% this year, but they clearly think not all the bad news is priced in.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, a name like Tesla, I mean, certainly that is the EV player that investors have been going to, but there is increasing competition. At the same time, we have seen more and more challenges with names like Rivian, the upstarts, the other EVs that are, look, they have the cars out there, but they don't have the runway right now. And there's questions about whether, in fact, they can continue to grow with the cash they have on hand.
And by the way, Mizuho does have some names they still like, by the way. They still, maybe they got a kind of lukewarm on a few EV makers. They did say they still like GM. That's a buy. Their target's 48.
But it goes back to the legacy names that are continuing to sort of be in favor of a lot of these analysts when you think about where the short-term trajectory is, at least for EVs.
For sure.